imagine that I'm a child and you are trying to explain me how to pronunciate different kind of words. For
Okay.
example, the words 11. Some people says 11, 11. Can you give some explanation about
Okay.
it?
Okay. The word 11, it's
Yeah.
for me, it's not actually pronounced as 11,
Yes.
but in as 11.
11. Okay.
Because the word 11, it has some the magic E. Okay, you're my child.
Yes, I'm your child. I'm your child completely. Okay.
I'll be teaching you as my child.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so in English, we have some rules on how to read some sentences.
Olá pessoal, sejam mais uma vez bem-vindos ao canal Ango Poliglot, Bernardo Silvino, a.k.a. Nado Kanza. Pessoal, hoje eu tenho uma convidada super especial e mais uma vez, como eu prometi, eu trouxe para vocês alguém que não aprendeu inglês aqui em Angola. É isso mesmo, a ideia é para mostrar para vocês como é que as pessoas que não aprendem inglês em Angola falam, o que é que elas acham da língua inglesa e tudo mais, os desafios que passaram nos países onde aprenderam o inglês, e enfim. Então, a nossa convidada de hoje é tudo isso e muito mais. É empreendedora, é professora, é alguém que fala inglês super cool, super limpo e sem dúvida vai nos dar aqui umas aulas super interessantes. Cristina!
Hi, olá, pessoal.
Thank you very much for accepting my invitation and
You're
welcome.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure. How are you feeling today?
Well, I'm anxious.
Really?
I'm a little bit anxious.
Okay.
But I'm okay. I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling fine.
Wow, that's great. That's great.
Yes,
So,
yes.
the first question, let's go to the first question. Who are you exactly? Where were you born? And so on.
Okay. A simple self-introduction. Cristina da Silva is my name.
Okay.
I was born in Angola, but I left Angola at a very early age, around 8 to 9 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, I I went to live in Namíbia. Okay, after Namíbia, I went to South Africa for some time. Yeah.
Wow, tell me, how was this experience in Namibia? I mean, learning English, the culture, and so on. Speak a little bit about it.
Okay, in Namibia was very hard because I went with zero English.
Wow.
Completely no English. I remember the only word I knew was I'm sorry.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
where did you learn this word?
No, I watched a telenovela.
Okay.
And the guy like bumped someone. And the only thing the guy could say is like, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. So I put the word in my mind.
Okay.
When I traveled to Namibia, the only thing I could say was, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. But though,
Everything that happens with you, you say, I'm sorry.
Because it was the only word I knew.
Even if it's not your guilt.
It was the only word I knew. I
Okay.
am sorry. Nothing more, nothing less.
Okay.
But I had an English teacher at that time. He used to hit me a lot. Really?
Really?
At that time, hitting students at school was still okay. So he would hit me, and I learned.
And you
I
learned
had
it.
to learn.
Was completely easy for you.
It was easy for me.
And the
after a
culture.
while.
The culture.
The culture. Namibian people, they don't really have that much of big cultures,
Okay.
but the basic ones they have is just the ones that should be highly followed. Okay, they're really good in maintaining their home language. English they speak, but they prefer to speak their own language.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So-
And tell me, how was the change from Namibia to South Africa?
Well, the change was good.
Was good.
Was good because the time I moved to South Africa, I was already a teenager. I was already used of living far from my parents,
Yes, sir.
Especially from my mom. And so going to another country, starting from zero, it is actually an excitement for me. But I would still cry though.
Do you have some challenge that you have faced in those countries? I mean, Namibia and South Africa. We know that South Africa is a country where people speak a lot about racism,
yeah.
and so on. Do you have any challenge, an experience that you can share with us?
In Namibia, I wouldn't say that I faced a lot of challenge. But I remember being bullied in grade 9
In the school.
in the school.
Wow, tell me a
Yeah.
little bit about it.
Well, I hope I don't cry, okay? 'Cause
Okay,
it's a little
okay.
bit, it's a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was in grade 8 or 9. I remember being in either grade 8 or 9. I was a very quiet girl. I would
Okay.
only stay in my zone. I would like try not to bother anyone. Let's say I was my daddy's little girl.
Yeah.
So even at school, I
Yeah.
made it see that I was my daddy's little girl. So my friend is the one who started bullying me. My own friend.
Your friend,
Yeah, she was Angolan as well, and she
Oh
had
my
the
God.
same name as me.
Christina.
Imagine
Christina bullying Christina.
Christina bullying Christina. So I couldn't defend myself, and I remember going home, texting my dad. I said, "No, I don't want to stay. I don't want to do study my high school here anymore. I want to go back."
Okay.
He's like, "No, but what happened?" I told him, "My friends bully me constantly. My uncle, I remember my uncle,
Yeah.
went to school to talk to the teacher. And the moment he got to school, he found me being bullied."
Wow.
Yeah, imagine. I was already crying like a baby. I was
Really?
crying a lot on that day. And when he was when he was talking to
Don't
my
cry, okay?
friends,
Don't cry. Yeah.
when he was talking to my friends, he's like, "You know that Christina is a very sensitive girl. Hmm? So every word you should say, every word you should not say. You should really be careful, okay? Because she's just very sensitive."
Yes, sir.
And I wouldn't say that things got better, but then somehow the limitations were set in.
Okay.
And yeah, I kept on with my high school in Namíbia. I think that was the one of the hardest moment I
Listen.
was. And I remember as well when I was 10 or 9, the first time I came to Angola, I didn't want to go back.
You didn't want
I
to go back
didn't want to
anymore.
No, I was like, I want to stay with my family in Angola.
Okay.
Please, Daddy, don't take me. But I had to go. I had to go. And
Yeah.
I went. I remember having my dad,
Yes, sir.
embarrassing my dad literally.
Don't let me go.
I embarrassed him very well because he went to take me to school. I didn't want to stay. I was still in grade 5. I didn't want to stay. So I grabbed his legs.
Okay.
I twisted my legs around my arms around his leg, and like he was walking as if he had some heavy thing on his leg. I was still in primary at that time,
Yeah.
and I was crying, "Daddy, I don't want to stay. Please take me back to Angola. I don't want to, please." And I was like, "No, you have to stay." At that time, I didn't really understand or understood what he wanted from me, but now I do.
Now you do.
And in South Africa, the major problem I really had was just racism.
Racism. Speak
Yeah.
a little bit about it.
Well, we know that South Africa is a very racist country.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
we know.
very,
we know
very.
it.
Thanks God, the time that they had the xenophobia thing, I was still in Namíbia.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
the time they had the xenophobia, I was still in Namíbia. When I went there, I don't think xenophobia was like 100% over,
Yes, sir.
but it was a little bit more common. And I also remember like being in class of 20, 30, 35 students,
Okay.
who maybe 5 or 4, 6 are Angolans, the rest are from South Africans, different tribes, Zulu, Xhosa, Tswana, and all of that.
Yes, sir.
And we had a white teacher.
A white teacher.
Our teacher was
Okay.
white. Yeah, I remember. Our business teacher, sorry. I remember our business teacher. And every time they would mention apartheid,
Yes.
it's like a heavy reaction on the students, a very heavy one. Like, you're Angolan, you're just the in between them. Like, where am I going? Where am I going to stay? It's not that they're going to do something against us, but it just gets you thinking, where is my place here?
Okay.
Because they're going against their own countrymates. So where am I going to be? But thanks God, we overcame it in a very calm way. But I remember before overcoming it,
Yeah.
I fought at school.
At school, you fought. My God.
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah.
Were you punished for that?
Actually, I wasn't.
But why did you fight?
I fought because she was being very racist with me. and
A-
a friend of mine.
A friend of mine.
Yes.
From Angola or from South.
She's also from Angola.
Oh my God.
Yeah. No, the girl that was being racist
Yeah,
is from South
it's
Africa.
from South Africa.
But the other one who was
Yes.
also being bullied
Yes.
is also from Angola.
And you?
And yeah, she just got on my nerves. I was so pissed with her,
Yeah.
so angry that I didn't control myself, literally.
And you?
The next day, I didn't get punishment for that.
My God.
I didn't, because they had to call the principal and I
Yeah.
explained what happened. I
Yeah.
told them she was being racist to us.
Okay.
She was like acting like we're nobody in the country, that we don't do anything. So she was saying really mean words to
Yes,
us. So that
yes.
was my reaction towards what she said. They
Okay.
didn't say it's a good thing, but I also didn't have punishment.
Okay. Good. Your high school, was it in Namíbia or here?
Okay, so it was a mixture. I started primary in Namíbia,
Okay.
high school in Namíbia, then to South Africa.
Okay.
Then I
Oh.
went to South Africa.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Good. Good. So, how long time are you in Angola? Coming back to Angola.
Coming back to Angola, I'm here for 5 years.
5 years.
Yeah, less
Why
than
did you
5
come
years.
back? Was it like your decision, your father's decision,
No,
or
no.
because it were the time? It was the time to
I
come
came
back.
back because I had finished my high school.
Okay.
But I stayed because I got pregnant.
Here in Angola.
Yeah, here in
Okay.
Angola.
Okay. So you came from South Africa and suddenly
Yeah.
you made a baby.
I made a baby, my princess.
So lovely.
Yeah, so lovely.
Okay, I know. You have been posting.
Yeah,
like,
I'm a big fan of that
wow,
little thing.
That's amazing. That's
Yeah,
amazing. So
yeah.
tell me, coming back to Angola, how did you start working in an international company? How did it happen?
Well, when I actually started working in an international company, I only had experience working with English, but as a homeroom teacher.
Okay, speak about it.
So when I got pregnant,
Yes.
of course, I wasn't working. I wasn't working. My dad called me. He was like, "Now you're a mother.
Yes.
You need to do something.
Yes, sir.
Your baby's now your responsibility.
Yes,
I
sir.
didn't want this for you, but you have to grow."
Okay.
I'm like, okay, what should I do? What can I do?
Mm-hmm.
I can speak English.
Yeah,
Okay.
good.
I made a flyer. I asked a
Good.
friend of mine to make a flyer for me. I still have my flyer on Facebook.
Wow.
I made
Wow.
my flyer. I started as 3 days a week, and I was charging very cheap. Yeah. So
You were talking about.
my dad told me you have to do something. You had to start doing something. Your child is your responsibility now. So it's time to start.
Okay.
Like, okay, what can I do? What should I do? What do I know? Okay, I know English. Let me start with the English classes in their houses. So I asked a friend to make a
flyer
flyer.
for you?
Yes, thank you. A flyer for me, and I started posting it on Facebook,
Okay.
on Instagram. I asked my friend to post it, and I had like 2 clients at once. So I had like 4 kids already.
Wow.
Yeah, I started
Wow.
with 4 kids already. They lived in Nova Vida, and the other one lived in Kamama, so I had to twist myself to make sure I would be there on time.
Wow.
After a time, I got in a company. Okay, it was actually the same thing, but I was just under the company's responsibility. So I started also as a teacher, as a home teacher, but I was under the company's responsibility. Okay. After that, I worked as an English nanny.
English
Nanny,
nanny. What is this English nanny?
nanny, like people who take care of the kids.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
yes, sir, yes, sir.
So
Okay.
I was an English nanny.
Wow, good.
So my salary was good at
Yeah?
that time. It was good. I'm
Yeah,
like, okay,
yeah.
I'm gonna keep. But being a nanny is tiring, especially
I
when
have
you
a friend
your
who works
own
with
kid.
that. Yeah.
Especially when you have your own kid.
Yeah, okay.
It's very much tiring. So I thought, I'm like, you're still studying, you still go to university. Try not to focus so much on earning money. Just sit and relax. I quit the job. I
Okay.
stayed for like 3 or 4 months and then I quit. Then my friend calls me. Hi, Christina, are you at home? Yeah. Are you working? Nope. I have I have an opportunity for you. Okay, tell me more about the opportunity. It's a school in Villa Lise. It's a good school. It's an international school. The payment is this amount. You can come and do the interview. I'm like, okay, I will. I did the interview, and I was accepted on the very same day.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
I did the test and everything. I was accepted on the very same day, but I started as a teacher assistant. Yeah. So it was my first experience working in an international school or in a school in general.
Yeah.
But I had a very positive one, thanks God. The person that was working with me, she's an angel.
She's an
Yeah.
angel.
So far until now,
Tell me, how is it to work in an international school? I mean, dealing with child with different cultures, different backgrounds. How is that? And what do you teach?
it's challenging.
Okay.
Dealing with their cultures, with their backgrounds, with the kind of food they eat.
Yeah.
It's challenging, but it's something you have to accept because it's based on differences. That's what makes the world, differences. So we never clashed, actually. We never clashed in terms of culture and all of that.
Yeah.
But what we actually teach, it's way more than just English.
It's way more than just English.
Yeah, it's not just English.
Okay.
We teach the kids in 4 to 5 years. We push
Wow.
them into reading.
You push them into. Tell me something. How do you teach reading in English in a child? Can you, do you teach pronunciation?
We teach pronunciation, we teach grammar rules,
Wow.
we teach punctuations, but we teach in a very soft English.
Can you give some examples here? For
Okay.
example, we have a big problem, pronunciation. Even I struggle with pronunciation, and sometimes we have to read and so on. Imagine that I'm a child, and you are trying to explain me how to pronunciate different kind of words. For
Okay.
example, the words 11. Some people says 11, 11. Can you give some explanation about
Okay.
it?
Okay, the word 11, it's,
Yeah.
for me, it's not actually pronounced as 11,
Yes.
but as 11.
11. Okay.
Because the word 11, it has some the magic E. Okay, you're my child.
Yes, I'm your child. I'm your child completely. Okay.
I'll be teaching you as my child.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so in English we have some rules on how to read some sentences and how to pronunciate them.
Okay.
So here I'll give you two different words, like 11.
Like 11.
But there are words which you see that the sound is a different sound, but when you're saying it is also different.
Yes, yes. Like
you
it,
see-
because like yeah, like
the
good.
sound of E, the sound of the letter I is E. The
Yes,
sound of
sir.
it is E. So in a word, it's normal that you try and read it as E. For example, E, li.
Lick.
If I put ik together, it's just going to be leak. Nothing more. But if I put e, k, and the E as an A
Yeah.
at the end, we're not going to read it as leak or like. We're going to read it as like. Why? Because we have a tricky thing on the letter. We have a magic,
magic.
happening there. Yeah, we have
Okay.
magic happening there. But what's happening? The moment we have a consonant, a vowel, consonant, and another vowel at the end, for example, A, the A at the end stays quiet. It doesn't say anything.
Okay.
It gives the power for the next vowel, in this case, for the first vowel, to say its own name. And what's the name of the first vowel? I. So if we're going to read it as which is the sound of L, E, but we will need to read it as I, and K, which is the sound of K, the word will be I, K. The A at the end stays quiet.
Wow. It's amazing. It's amazing. I'm interested on that. Really.
Yeah.
What about the word good? For example, good. We have two like good. Good. we
Okay,
have
the
two
word
vowels.
good, we
Yes.
have two vowels.
Yeah.
In this case, we teach them diagraphs.
Diagraphs.
Diagraphs is when two different or same vowels
Yes, sir.
say a different sound. For example, the letter, not the sound. The letter is O, the sound is O.
Okay.
But if we put two O's together, it's not going to be O. It will be oo.
Okay.
Yeah.
My God. My
So
God.
if we put the G, but to make it easier for them, we don't teach them exactly as the name of the letters.
Okay.
We teach them with the sound of the letter. So when they are reading it, it's easier for them. For example, the letter is G. I forgot the
Oh,
letter.
oh.
No. Go.
Good?
No, the letter. The name
the
of the letter.
Okay.
It's G.
G.
Sorry.
G. Yes, sir.
Yeah. The name of the letter is G.
Yes, sir.
But the sound is G. We put the double O's, which is not going to be O, it's going to be oo. And we put the D at the end, which we're not going to say it as D, but we'll say it as D.
Wow, I'm
Which is the
learning.
sound.
I'm learning.
Which is the sound. So we also help them to sound out the words. Say the sound. So it's going to be G, U, D. Good.
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 So it's easy for them because they're kids. Their mind is still fresh. And at their age, we can say it's a little bit early for them to start reading, but it's an international school.
Okay.
So that's basically one of the rules.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I think it's a big challenge.
It
for
is?
you. Yeah. So you
It
said
is.
you teach way more than English.
Yes.
You mean that you teach things like culture?
We do. We teach Angolan culture.
Okay.
We teach Indian culture. We teach many different cultures. We teach them about fruits, about electricity.
Yeah.
We teach them how do we call, let's say, our shadow. Okay.
Okay.
We teach them about the shadows. We teach them science
Okay. Okay.
in a very basic way, but we teach them so they understand the concept of each subject.
Wow, that's
It's
amazing.
a must.
Yeah.
It's a must.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Tell me something. Do you think that the background that you brought from Namíbia and South Africa influenced
It did.
it was really important for you
It was
to get this job?
Yes, it was important for me to get the job.
Wow. Now tell me, how was it for you changing from English to Portuguese when you came from South Africa to Angola?
It was not easy. Oh, it's not been 100% easy, but I'm trying to get used to it.
Okay.
Okay, because I learned English my whole life. I studied English my whole life.
Yes.
And when I came here to start my university, when I came here to start my university, it was challenging because
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
language.
Yeah.
It's like,
No.
okay, you're speaking Portuguese. I'm used to English. Like, what's happening here? And sometimes I had to translate the word in my mind.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I had to translate the word in my mind in
Yes.
English,
Yes.
and then okay. So this is in English in a sentence. This is how it's going to be. So I translate it back to try and understand the concept of what it's being asked.
Wow. So what do you think? Portuguese and English? Most
English.
difficult.
No, difficult.
Yes,
I
difficult
think
is Portuguese.
is difficult,
And you
yeah.
prefer English.
I rather speak English.
What if you had, tell me something, if you had to learn Portuguese in this age, do you think that it would be...
I would give up, just like in the middle of everything. I'm sorry, I can't.
Tell me a little bit, what do you think about Angolans guys who speak English? We have seen, I know, your background is completely different. You have learned English in a country where English is spoken. And we have many guys like me here in Angola learning English. Do you think that we have good English speakers here?
You guys do. You have amazing English speaker.
Okay.
One of them is my very good friend,
Yeah.
Mr. Bengala.
He was here. Mr. Bengal is an amazing guy.
He's Bengala. Yeah, he's my good friend. We were also colleagues.
Yeah,
workmate. We
yeah,
worked
it's an
together.
amazing guy.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
So it really depends on how hard you work to understand and speak English. Because we can say that okay, I want to have good pronunciation. I want to have good English. But it's not only about having it.
Yes,
You
sir.
need to go after the language, especially when you're in an environment
Yes.
where everyone around you speaks Portuguese.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's harder. So
It's an advice for you guys. Keep
yeah.
on. Yeah, keep on.
Yeah, so you need to try harder because I can communicate. I can literally, let's say, quarrel with Philip Bengala
Yeah, yeah.
in English.
Yeah.
In English. But if you look at him, you think that he went overseas.
Yes.
He learned it here. And sometimes I even doubt about my own English when
Yeah.
I'm around him.
Yes, sir.
He can literally speak very good English. That's because he worked.
Yes,
He
sir.
worked hard to get where he is, to
Yes,
be
sir.
where he is.
Good,
Yeah,
good.
so I believe that it is possible to speak good English, but you really need to focus on what's most important. Pronunciation, grammar. For me,
Yeah.
I don't know about other people.
Yes, sir.
I also consider the accent being something important in
Accent,
English.
very
Yeah,
important.
for me, I don't know
Yes.
about other
Accent.
people.
Speaking about accent, we have Uncle Ben there.
Yeah,
Yes, the guy
yeah.
has a very interesting accent.
He does.
And
I saw
it
him
really
some videos.
call attention. You look at you listen to him speaking English because of his accent. You say, "Wow, that's amazing."
I watched some of his videos, not really all of them, and I'm like, wow. Wow.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wow,
That's why
this
you.
guy is good.
I think that you're right. You're right when you say the accent
Yeah,
is
the
something.
accent does matter for me.
Okay. As a teacher, I know that you have been entrepreneuring. Is that the right pronunciation?
Yeah, yeah.
In English.
Yeah.
What kind of difficulties the students presents to you?
First of all, most of them are pronunciation,
Pronunciation,
grammar,
grammar,
tenses.
tense.
Like
Yeah,
how
present,
tenses
past, future.
like sometimes I just put my head in my hand in my head. I'm like,
Yeah.
God, is this really what you want me to do?
Yes, sir.
It's like present continuous putting in the past,
Yeah.
present participle putting in the present,
Yeah.
in present simple, past putting in the present, and you just put your head like, that's
My
why
God.
you're here, teacher. That's why you're here. You need to try hard.
Yeah.
You need to try hard. So I focus on that.
Okay.
Tenses, we speak about grammar,
Yes,
we
sir.
speak about pronunciation,
Yes, sir.
and for me personally, for my students,
Yes,
I
sir.
focus also on accent.
Accent.
Yeah.
Wow, wow, that's amazing. That's really amazing.
Yeah.
I know that you have been practicing English every day because you are in an environment.
Or English.
What is
Even
English?
good morning we say in English. Good
Oh my
morning.
God, that's amazing. I'm
Bye-bye.
jealous, you know.
Bye.
It's like a dream for anyone who is learning English. It's like a
Yeah.
dream. But tell me something, when you leave your workplace and you go to your house, do you still speak English or
I do.
do you have someone who speaks English with you?
My parents, my dad speaks English.
Your dad speaks
My
English?
dad speaks English. My
Okay.
sisters.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a family.
them.
Two
Two
of
of
them.
them
And
speak
sometimes
English.
at home you can.
When my mom is not around,
Yeah.
so she won't think we're gossiping about her.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
what do you do when she's arguing, when she's complaining
About us speaking
about you
English.
speaking English?
No, it's just her. Don't worry, mom. So don't worry, mom. It's just English, nothing more. But she rather not have us speaking English.
Okay.
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 Because she doesn't understand. So
Okay.
it's like we respect that. But I also have my friends who speak English.
And one of the last question maybe, how is it to be a woman? I don't know. Do you have another girls in your schools, in this international school?
Okay, in my
have-
current school, I only work with women in my current school.
Really? My God. Why?
Yeah, we have two campuses. One in Club Noval, the other one in Ingombota.
Okay.
The one in Ingombota is mostly for the little ones,
Wow.
pre-primary.
Girls, oportunidade para vocês, mulheres, oportunidade para vocês. Keep on, keep on.
Yeah, so the one in Ingombota is mostly for the little ones. So we only have women working with us.
Okay.
But I used to work in a place where I was the only woman teaching in primary.
Okay.
That's where I met Mr. Bank, Mr. Bengala, Manzambikaya, Ariclenis Vitor,
Okay.
the the owner of Right Way to Speak English.
Yeah,
Right
Reclaims
Place.
Victor.
Yeah,
He
Right
was
Place
also
to Speak
here.
English.
The guy was also here.
Yeah, that's where I met Mavul Alberto.
Okay.
That's where I met Nicolau, some other which I forgot the name. It was a little bit challenging because
Was it?
being the only woman there was not easy.
Wow, wow. But you overcame.
I did.
Wow.
I can talk.
Wow.
My mouth.
I know that you are studying account
Yes.
right now. Do you think to change career one day?
Okay. I don't think on changing,
Yeah?
but I think on adding a degree in education.
You don't want to leave the children?
I don't want to leave
Wow,
my
that's
kids.
amazing.
They're my babies. They're
Your
my
ba-
happiness.
We
my
have to give
joy.
you more babies.
Yeah, give them to me.
We will bring them to you.
Yeah. So I'm currently doing a degree somewhere overseas,
Yeah.
online.
Okay.
After that,
In
it'll-
English.
In English.
I thought it was in Portugal. I was preparing another
have-
question,
I have
so
two
it
of
is in
them.
English.
Two of them. One here in Angola,
Yeah.
personally,
Yes,
in
sir.
a university in Nova Vida, and the other one overseas.
My God, do you love challenge?
I love
I
challenges.
can see. I can see.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of challenges. Yeah,
My
so-
God.
So after I finish the second one,
Yes.
I will be able, only after I finish this, I'll be able to do a master in education. So that's what I want. But even though being an accountant and still not yet doing my master's in education, I still keep on improving my teaching skills.
Okay.
I like to search about English online studies,
Yes, sir.
like for 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 2 months. Okay, because I'm not actually working in my own academic area,
Yes,
but
sir.
I'm also working somewhere I like.
Yes, sir.
So being a teacher, it kind of pushes me into, you need to get better into this. The kids are not able to maintain silence in the class. Search a little bit more about this.
Yes, sir.
Keep searching.
Yes,
Get
sir.
another certificate, maybe 2 weeks first.
Yeah.
It's only going to be beneficial.
It's an advice for you
beneficial
guys. It's an advice for you.
It
Yes,
is.
sir.
Yeah, so even though doing what I always wanted to do since small, which is accounting, I also keep improving my skills as what I am currently doing.
That you are entrepreneuring. Essa palavra me mata, yeah? I know that you are entrepreneuring. Talk a little more about it. What kind of business do you have?
I like money, guys. To be honest.
I remember someone. Keep on.
Yeah, so I actually did business before, but I was going through a really rough time in my life, so I stopped.
Okay.
I stopped for a while, but I will be back.
Okay.
But this time, I will be doing something I really love and enjoy.
Stop a little bit. What kind of business were you doing before?
I was selling shoes for
Shoes?
both women,
Okay.
men.
Wow.
I was selling clothes. I would import. I was also selling wigs.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was also selling wigs. But what else? Watches, all these things I would
Okay.
sell.
Okay.
Even headphones.
Headphone. Wow. Wow. Yes, sir.
I used to sell a lot of them.
And now what?
Now
Mhm.
I'm coming back
Wow.
as mimos naturais.
Mimos naturais. Pessoal, mimos naturais. Speak. Clarify it, please. Clarify.
Okay, mimos naturais is all about natural juices.
Natural juice.
We're going to start with only with natural juices,
Okay.
but further on, we're going to be opening some more things like yogurt, some other natural things we can do, jelly, peanut butter, all made natural.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. But for now, we're starting as natural juices.
Are you thinking already about the name of your business name? Your
Mimos
business name?
naturais.
Mimos naturais. Ok.
Mimos
Mimos
naturais
natural
é
pode ser o
bem-
patrocinador. Vai meter aqui, vamos ter já aqui os mimos naturais e todo mundo encomenda. So when are you planning to
Yeah.
start? Do you have like?
By next week.
Really?
Yeah.
It's right there.
It's right there.
Wow.
By next week, I will be starting. For those who already tasted my natural juice, my colleagues, like the ones
Yeah,
that used to
yeah,
work with me,
yeah.
and they can give you very, very positive feedback on that.
I'm looking forward to test
I
it.
will. You will, I mean.
Okay.
And it's something I really enjoy doing. I do it with all my heart.
With
I
your
put my soul into the juices.
all your body and
All
soul.
my body, soul, mind.
Wow, wow.
Whenever I'm doing it, I'm there.
We're gonna be there to support you. You can beg. You can bet we're gonna be there to support you.
Really.
Yes.
Whenever I launch the flyers, whenever I have my logo and everything, I'll send them.
Share it with me.
I
Share it
will.
with me
I
because
will.
if you are here, you are part of us.
Hi, thank
Okay,
you.
and we're gonna share it
Thank you.
whenever you want. If you want a partnership, we are here.
That's
We
nice.
can publish your natural juice, and
I'll do it.
yes, our guests they can know your brand
Oh
by
my
being
goodness,
here.
guys.
Let's
please
talk
learn
about it.
English.
Let's talk about it better
Please learn
off.
English. Please start making links.
Yeah. Ok. Pessoal, essa é a Cristina. Essa é a Cristina. Eu sei que vocês não ouviram ela falar português. Não sei se o português já sai mesmo português ou sai enferrujado e tudo mais. Mas essa é a Cristina, uma mulher com uma experiência de vida incrível, com um background de se tirar o chapéu. Eu já estou aqui, uau, já não largo mais, pessoal. Vamos explorá-la. Há muita coisa que podemos aprender com ela. Eu não sei se tens algum conselho para mulheres que estão a acompanhar o canal, para pessoas que estão a lutar para aprender inglês, porque esse canal, na verdade, é para inspirar pessoas que estão a aprender inglês, da importância do inglês no mercado de trabalho e tudo mais. Se tiveres alguma palavra para deixar aqui o pessoal, esse é o teu momento.
Então é o seguinte, meninas especialmente, olha, o inglês é uma língua que vai abrir portas para muita coisa nas nossas vidas.
Verdade.
Podemos até não começar num patamar já elevado, mas aos poucos começando, vamos chegar a algum lugar, isso com muito foco e bastante determinação.
Certo.
Então, aprendam inglês, falam inglês, estão a errar, não se
Cometam
preocupem,
erros.
comuniquem. Entram sempre em contatos com pessoas que já sabem falar a língua,
Certo.
né? Peçam ajuda uma vez a outra, né? Porque às vezes é meio chato para mim e um pouquinho desconfortável. Às vezes, se calhar, queres fazer assim amizades assim fora de comum, mas a pessoa só vem já. Do you speak English? I'm learning, I want to practice, não sei o quê. Like, tá bem, né? Tudo bem que eu falo inglês, mas às vezes é com calma,
Sim,
né? É com calma.
sim.
E aí, então, façam isso, vai fazer muito bem.
Uau.
Aprendam línguas diferentes. Eu também estou a lutar para aprender o francês.
Ah, tu veux parler français?
I want to speak French.
Ok, je suis là. I will help you. Então, pessoal, não esqueçam, subscrevam o canal, ativem o sininho, sigam a página da Gorete.
Cristina.
O teu negócio ainda não tem página, né?
Ainda não.
Ainda não,
Vou
mas podem seguir a tua
começar
página
tudo essa
pessoal
semana,
para saberem
sim.
mais. Qual é o nome da tua página, teu perfil pessoal?
O meu perfil é Cristina Gorete Silva.
Repita só, o teu perfil é?
O meu perfil é Cristina Gorete Silva.
Ok, Cristina Gorete Silva, vão lá, podem receber dicas de inglês, muitos memes também, porque ela é especialista em memes.
Eu amo memes.
Ela é especialista em memes, curte bué. Depois poderão encontrar também novidades sobre os mimos naturais. Eu estou ansioso para provar e vamos ter aqui os mimos naturais, sem dúvida. Isso vamos conversar bem no off. Então, pessoal, não esqueçam. Estamos juntos. Don't forget to learn English.
Don't forget to learn English.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Estamos juntos. Uau!